Hey everyone, welcome back to our channel. If you're new here, please subscribe. I'd really love that. If you're returning, how you doing? What we're going to be talking about today is what people are seeing and experiencing in everyday life when it comes to being of a prepared mind. And I get sent pictures, videos, emails, and links. And if there's anything that you would like to send me for a video, my email is in the description box below. So this first picture was sent in by a community member. And it says, for those of you that don't know, the Francis Scott Key Bridge is the same bridge that took place in the movie Leave the World Behind. Oh, dear God. No, I didn't know that. But then again, when I watched it, I actually fell asleep in the middle of it because that's how entertaining it was. Yeah. So here's an email from a community member, and he says, news articles seen moments ago says Florida has passed a new law that makes squatting illegal. No more squatting allowed. That's right. It is. The state of Florida has recently passed a bill. It was unanimously that introduces a new approach to handle squatting. This legislation permits law enforcement to evict squatters immediately, bypassing the often lengthy and complicated court proceedings that are typically required. This is a significant shift in how squatting cases are addressed, aiming to provide a quicker resolution for property owners facing such issues. And this new legislation enables police to remove individuals that are squatting on a property without an authorized lease from the property owner, and the provision significantly simplifies the eviction process for landlords who previously had to navigate through a protracted and costly legal process to reclaim their property from squatters. And one of the challenges that are highlighted in combating squatting has been the presentation of fraudulent leases by squatters, but this tactic has been used to claim rights to properties unlawfully, complicating the eviction process for property owners. So advocacy groups, including Florida Rising, initially expressed concerns that the legislation could be misused against legitimate tenants. However, after amendments were made to protect legal occupants, the group took a neutral stance on the bill. And this adjustment illustrates the legislative effort to balance the protection of property rights with safeguarding legitimate tenancy. And this new law would not only expedite the removal of squatters, but also provide recourse for wrongfully evicted tenants, including the ability to sue for access, attorney's fees, and damages as well. In one alarming incident, a $1 million home in Florida became a site of an illegal occupation by 10 squatters that led to significant property damage and a bug infestation. And there was a ringleader, if you believe that, the ringleader of this group was identified as a man named Tyrone Jones, and he is accused of employing a fake identity to unlawfully become the executor of the property located on Sea Breeze Boulevard. And the squatters left the home in such a deplorable state with extensive damage to walls, windows, flooring. But this situation, it not only highlights the physical destruction brought upon the property, but also sheds light on the audacity of the squatters who, according to Broward County Sheriff's Office, knew how to exploit the legal system to delay eviction. And Tyrone Jones, he stands accused of orchestrating a complex, fraudulent scheme, creating fake identities to assume control over properties. And this act was not isolated at all, because he was allegedly involved in 14 similar crimes, fraudulently acquiring properties valued at more than $12 million. And the intervention by the Broward County Sheriff's Office led to the eviction of 7 men and 2 women and a child from the property. But following the eviction, measures were taken to secure the property by changing the locks, preventing the squatters from re-entering the home that they had illegally occupied. And the presence of squatters actually terrorized the neighborhood, particularly affecting next door neighbors who reported a break-in during the night. It was February 27th of 2022, when the neighbor recounted the terrifying experience, describing how his wife screamed upon realizing that there was an intruder at the foot of their bed, highlighting that the security concerns posed by these squatters. And among the evicted squatters was a man by the name of Kevin Bosley, who was previously arrested and released with an ankle monitor. But unbeknownst to authorities, Bosley had been residing in the stolen home, a fact that came to light only during the eviction process, where he had been escorted out with the monitor still attached to him. And the home suffered extensive damage during this occupation. And an investigator for Broward County Property Appraiser's Office detailed the destruction, stating it's bug infested, the walls are damaged, the floors are damaged, the windows are damaged, the whole area is totally damaged. So, you know, this is this a blessing in disguise that the loopholes are now closed? You have no idea, because I can tell you that, we as Floridians can now finally go away on vacation and not have to worry about coming home and being like, who the hell is that in our house? You know what I mean? And because that was a major problem here. It was a major problem. And I mean, I can tell you that even in our immediate area here, it's happened so many times, so many times. And honestly, it affects the property values as well. Yeah. So here is a email from a community member, and she says, it's her ramblings. She said, I sit here and I think of all the crap going on. Oh, girl, you're not the only one, let me tell you. Let me tell you. I mean, my nephew, you guys know, is staying with us right now, and he's a blessing in disguise. He really, truly is. He's 26 years old, and that kid has been through so much. So much. And he was actually in a very, very bad car accident 2 years ago. And we thought we were going to lose him. But by the grace of God, he's still with us. He does have brain damage, though. But he, smart as a whip, smart as a whip, and great conversationalist, this kid. He really, truly is. And I call him a kid because I raised him. But he's 26, and he's a history buff, just like me and my husband. And he knows his Bible backwards and forwards. He really does. And he goes to work and he comes home and he says, Auntie, he goes, I don't know why, he said, but every time I just want to go in and take a shower, he goes, I just have to sit and talk with you for at least an hour. He goes, I just love talking to you. And I said, well, I love talking to you too, Gavin. He's such an awesome kid. Like, God, I love him. But yeah, he's very much aware of what's going on. And, he thinks along the same lines that we do. Let me just say that. Yeah. So anyway, she says, a lot of people are in fear. Oh, I know, honey, I know. She says, so I decided to try and find that silver lining. Did you find it? She said, we all look back at the past when our neighbors all knew each other and helped each other out. Our kids go outside and play and parents not worry. We don't do that anymore. No, I know. I know. She said, in SHTF, we will have to do that again. Isn't that what we're trying to achieve? Bring back when we raised our own food, knew our neighbors, helped each other out. Yeah, yeah. But that's only in a utopia. We're in a dystopia. She said, I remember my grandmother talking about town dances where just about everyone was there. There wasn't any shootouts, just fun and dancing. We aren't and basically can't do that now. Once things settle down, just maybe we will have a better world. Maybe. I, at least, can dream about that. A little hope in all this mess. I always heard out of chaos comes peace. Now, but how long do we have to deal with the chaos before peace comes? You know, how long? Because honestly, I don't think that a lot of us can handle any much more. I think a lot of us are at our breaking point. Yeah. She said, maybe that's what we need to bring us back together again. Oh, well, this is short, but just thinking. Laugh out loud. No, it may have been short, but it was impactful. And unfortunately, I really don't want to think along these lines, but remember how there was not division, but we didn't know our neighbors. We weren't close to our neighbors. We weren't this with our neighbors. We didn't have this, that, and the other until 9/11 happened. And everyone was flying the American flag and everyone was being kind to our neighbors. We were having barbecues again. We were letting our kids go outside and play again. We were, having lunch dates again. We were doing this again and that again. And then all of a sudden it fizzled out again. What the hell does it have to take for us to just be one again? It shouldn't have to take a fucking tragedy. You know what I mean? Shouldn't have to take that. But for some reason, it takes a swift kick in the ass for us to realize that we as a nation need each other, that we can't go at this alone. So here's another email from a community member, and he says, please go read it. Tuberculosis, ticks, screwworms being brought into USA by unvetted. Texas dairy herds threatened. Also, meat cattle herds can freeze, dry, dehydrate. Buy carefully. Your life and the lives of your family depend on it. It's a report by Monica Showalter. Okay, thank you, sweetie. So here's an article that was sent in by a community member, and I will read a little bit of it to you, and then I'll leave the link in the description box below. And it says, while the investigations into the Francis Scott Key Bridge collapse were just getting started, it seems the captain of the Dali cargo ship did everything he could to try and to prevent a catastrophe, including dropping the port anchor to drag along the bottom of the bay in order to slow the ship's momentum. So he did drop anchor. Okay. Thank you very much for sending in this article. And now for a commercial break. So here is an article that was sent in by a community member. I'll read a little bit of it to you, and then I'll leave the link in the description box below, okay? And it says, beam commissioning is progressing well across the entire accelerator complex, with initial completion achieved in the first machines of the chain. Last week, the first physics experiment had started with the east area behind the PS, and others will follow suit shortly. However, despite the overall positive momentum of the beam commissioning, challenges have arisen along the way, highlighting the complexities involved. Last week, some of the components of one of the LINAC, LINAC4 accelerating structures, specifically the cell-coupled drift tube LINACs, CCDLTS 3 and 4, presented some issues. Both CCDTLS rely on a single klystron, a high-powered microwave amplifier crucial for providing accelerating power of the structures, which in turn transfer the power to the protons, which are then accelerated. Wow, that's a lot of scientific. It's accelerated report. Protons or Easter eggs. Let's hope for both. Wife. And here are some recalls for you. I'll leave the link in the description box below. Albertsons Company LLC is recalling certain Signature Select Athens and Calpia brand bread because of metal and plastic shavings and product. Jeez. According to the details posted online by the FDA, the recall was initiated March 4th, 2024 and is ongoing. The recalled products were distributed in California and Nevada. Okay, let's see. Product quantity 13,550 units of Signature Select Athens and Calpia brand bread, butter, white bread, 22-ounce loaf. Jeez. Okay, here's something that was sent in by a community member, and she said, Appleton correction. There are two different companies called Appleton. One is farms, one is meats. Aldi is not selling the Appleton Meats, which is a Canadian company founded in 2017 with the goal of producing lab-grown meats. Dear God. Let's see, the AP's assessment, false. Aldi told the Associated Press that products sold through its store brand Appleton Farms are not produced through cultivated lab practices. A Canadian company named Appleton Meats, which is not affiliated with Appleton Farms, was founded in 2017 with the goal of producing lab-grown meats. The facts. Social media users are circulating false claims about Aldi store brand bacon, confusing it with cellular agricultural company that is similar in name. Many shared identical text along with a picture of the chain's Appleton Farms premium sliced bacon sitting in a grocery cart. Well, good to know, and thank you very much for clearing this up, because a lot of us do shop at Aldi's. Thank you, sweetie. And here's something that was sent in by a community member. It's a post. It says the 3 U.S. states have reported sick dairy cows with a flu virus that appears to match one of the avian flu worldwide. Right. I know about that. Yeah. And before I go, here is one last email from a community member. She said, questions, lots of questions. Don't we all? She said, I'm fully confused. How much are the vitals I could play again in front of us? I'm watching a movie called The Vanishing. That's a great movie. She said, and I see a lot of what's supposed to happen during The Vanishing happening now. Oh, yeah. Yeah. How close are we really to the Lord coming? Oh dear, sweetie. That is a whole nother conversation for a whole nother video. Yeah. She said, and Autumn, I have believed in you because I knew you were listening, and I don't know about it personally, but I understand it better. I've never understood all the prayers and the beats and stuff, but that's hearing her there. How close are we? You read your Bible. I can't really, I just I just need to know how close are we really are. Thank you. God bless. And I will not be here. Some form of rapture incoming. Sweetheart, no. Okay, the rapture is not coming. Not yet, at least. Um, I know your condition. Okay, so I'm not going to tell you just go read your Bible. Okay, I understand, because I've known you for long enough to understand why. Okay. Um, I am going to email you personally, okay? And I am going to give you links to videos that will explain to you exactly what's going on, that will be able to answer your questions better than I can, okay? Because honestly, I would bring my nephew on for you right now, but he's at a girl's house. Yeah. So I uh I'm going to do that for you, okay, sweetie, because um, even though I know my Bible and I read it every single day and every single night, okay, um, there are a lot of different people, they interpret it differently, okay? And I don't want to give you my interpretation of it because it might not sound like the way that you think it should sit. Oh, it's very strange. So I'm going to leave you links, okay? But I can assure you that the rapture is not here, okay? There are a lot of fear mongers out there, sweetheart, that will tell you that the rapture is coming. Remember last year, September, remember the rapture was supposed to be coming. And I said, no, it's not, okay? Because there was a lot of people that were freaking out. And I said, no, it's really not. I swear to you, it's not, okay? Are we seeing a lot of things? Yes, we are. Do I believe that we are living in the times that we hear about, like in the book of Revelation? Yes, I do. Okay. And a lot of people are going to be saying, you know, that's scary within itself. I understand that. But that's my take. Okay. But see, a lot of people, they interpret different things different ways and things like that. So, I'm going to email you, okay, and I'm going to send you links to videos that you can watch that will explain things a little bit better than I can. All right. All right, guys, I am out of here. I will see you in the next one. You stay safe, you stay positive, you keep prepping, and as always, fear less. Ciao.